arriving crowd. It's too nice out, right? That's the problem.
It is a beautiful day.
And whoever his barber is, avoid him, right? He got a haircut. He's coming in the door, man.
Barber is his entire door, apparently.
We're all twins right now.
Yeah, the guy that watches over me when I swim Monday, Wednesday, and Friday over here in the pool, neat guy named Jim Wren. I got out of the pool one day and needed a haircut. He called me a hair god, so he gave me the name of his barber. And so I sent my wife there, and you know, she'd see that, and she really did good work. So I made change. This was okay. So I want to cover a few things about the final report before we get started with the slides. And so, final report. Drop dead day is April 19, 4 p.m. Either handed to me or put in the drop box, your choice. And this is not a change. This is the way it's been since day one in the syllabus. In that it is 50% of the course. Well, excuse me, 40% of the course, because it's 50% is the lab, but 10% is the exercises, and so this is 40% of the course. I stand corrected. In any event, here's the elements that might appear in your report. Now, I'm not trying to give you a table of contents necessarily, but I think any report should kind of read like a newspaper. And there's a term for this, and some authors have picked up on it. But basically, if you pick up a newspaper, you get the headline, and then you read the first paragraph, and it reads like the headline, just more information. And then the second paragraph kind of adds to it. And so the information is front-loaded. I guess it would deconvolutize in that sense. But the executive summary should really say everything the entire report says. Now, the way I normally write those is I'll take the key sentence from every paragraph in the report and stick it into a thing called executive summary, and you'll find that it's verbose and silly and stupid, and that's your first cut at it. But not a bad place to start. An executive summary should say what the whole report says, just very succinctly, very compressed. So a good way to start is key sentence in every paragraph in the report. That's going to be worth 10%. Gulce and I have gone through and looked at in detail. And when I say detail, I'm just giving the headlines. Those are the details of how we'll judge the reports. Because what's going to happen is I'm going to read it, and she's going to read it. Neither one of us will make any marks on the report, so we don't prejudice each other. And we'll have notes, and we'll be using the same spreadsheet, and these are the overall or overarching aspects of the spreadsheet. So the executive summary 10%, introduction 10%. The meat of the report is processing. By the way, introduction is to let somebody pick up the report and know who, what, when, where, why. Right? Who, what, when, where, why. The where, you know, we've said Labrador and all this, but you can make it Pakistan, you can make it Turkey, you know, China. You can make it whatever you want. You can have fun with it. People have written these in the past, and they've had company logos. It's been great. You know, just have some fun with it. But the introduction ought to tell somebody who, what, when, where, why. We did this work in this location for this reason, you know, and expand on that as necessary without belaboring the issue. Again, less is more. I'm not in for a major paper. What I'd like to do is make sure nothing is missing. You know, so always ask the question, who, what, when, where, why. You know, those kind of things. But it doesn't necessarily tell you the whole story. It doesn't say what you concluded or what you found or what processing step was quintessential or something. It simply introduces the topic so that someone can get into the report and have a rough idea of why you're doing this. So executive summary is everything in the report is in that, much more compressed. Introduction is who, what, when, where, why kind of a thing, maybe 2 or 3 paragraphs. You know, where are we, why are we doing this, what is it? And the processing can be whatever you want it to be. It's obviously marine data, and so you might progress chronologically. And that makes more sense than anything else. You can say, the first thing we did was pre-processing. You know. So, and the last thing we did was a migration and made a, the image that's shown is figure 26 or whatever it is, right? And in between, you cover whatever steps you think are important to the reader. And again, we're role-playing here. You're the processor, I'm the client. What can you tell me about what you did, what you found? Now, I've added some interpretation, which is kind of fun because I think it would be fun to look at this and make some interpretations. And you can still say it's off of Pakistan. Does Pakistan have an ocean? Okay. Yeah, okay, in the south. Okay, I was thinking. Is it landlocked? I couldn't remember. Okay, so just have fun with it. You know, that's to keep it interesting. You know, you can have fun with it. You can, yeah. Rice is really into writing and speaking. So in this class, we give you a chance to do some writing. And the way I write a report is I just kind of get all my ideas out there, and then I put it aside a day or so, and I come back as an editor. And I say, why did I say that? That's in the wrong place. You know, you just move stuff all around. So. But let it sit 2 days, kind of cool down. You get your information out there, and you say, wow, that, you know, that was in the, you know. So I'm a lot better editor than I am a writer, but the final product is okay, so it works out. Any questions about this? It is due April 19th, 4 o'clock, and otherwise, no big deal. So that's the spreadsheet that we'll use to that Gulce and I will use to grade. She put out an email. I just wanted to make sure some of the things were clear here. Gulce's kind of tired. She's working on the IBA thing, and she had a sentence in here that says, okay to share ideas with your friends, but your final report should be your own work. My idea of sharing ideas with your friend is, nice day, isn't it? This is your report. We've been doing collaboration. This is your chance to tell me what you know. Okay? And then she said, our next class is going to be April 4th, and I thought nobody's going to show up today. So I'm glad you're here. Let's see, lastly, the syllabus is just like it, nothing's changed here. This is worth 40% of your total grade as a report. The final is now worth not 50% of your total grade, but you know, it's the first 20 points of the exam have already happened. So put it another way, you don't have very much. You have a lot invested in this course, but there's no real grade reflecting whether you're going to pass, fail, do great, or whatever. There's very little grade that's out there. You've had lab worth 10%, and what's the so far on my exam it's worth 10%, right? So 80% of the grade is out. Yes.
When will we get our final exams?
Oh, okay. I think what I'm going to do is probably hand you the final exam when you hand me the report. It's something like that.
Okay.
That is to say, it'll be in a box and you'll be able to take it whenever you want to, fixed time, probably a 5-hour time thing. Do it at 2 in the morning if you like, whatever. And then you just put it in an envelope and put it back in my mailbox. Or, yeah.
After the report.
Yeah, in other words, you'll hand the report in, I'll give you the final exam. And so, put another way, the drop dead day for class is 19 at 5 o'clock. This 4 o'clock is the report, so at least in theory, Rice people are not supposed to do anything in that time after that is not a final. And conversely, I can't do finals in the time that is not set aside for finals. I can hand it to you, but I can't say, turn it in, before it's, finals week. So trying to stay close to the rules in a university that's very laid back to begin with is kind of comforting, because that way we all know what the rules are. So if it's in the, academic calendar, that's what I go by. And that's what they said. So.
So what did we done?
Oh, it's Friday. 19th is when I'll, I think that's when the report's due. And what I'll do is hand you the exam when you hand, so it'll be like an exchange. So if you put your report in the Dropbox, somehow get to me and I'll hand you a final exam. And then that final exam is going to be due probably in about a week. I'll make it, you can turn it in whenever you want to, whenever you have time to take it. And but I'll make it, it has to be in my mailbox by so-and-so date. And I back all that up because I know we have at least 2 people in this class that are graduating, and Esther has to have my grades by a certain day, so that backs everything up. That's why we're having this conversation. If no one was graduating, then I could turn these in really late, but I can't do that. So. You're graduating, and you're graduating. At least 2. Any more people that are graduating? Okay. He gets to walk out of the Sally port. Good fun. Other comments?